Hi students, today in this session we are going to discuss about the nucleophilic substitution reactions. So the substitution reactions are of mainly three types. One is electrophilic substitution, nucleophilic substitution and free radical substitution reactions. So amongst these three substitution reactions, let us discuss about nucleophilic substitution reactions. So what is meant by substitution reactions? So substitution reactions means the reactions which involves the replacement of atoms or group of atoms by another atom or group of atoms. Okay, the reactions which involves the replacement of atoms or group of atoms by another atom or group of atoms. So here the nucleophilic substitution reactions means the substitution reactions which involves the replacement of one nucleophile by another nucleophile. Okay, so these nucleophilic substitution reactions mainly takes place in case of alkyl halides. So generally these alkyl halides undergoes nucleophilic substitution reactions. That means the substitution reactions which involves the initial attack of nucleophiles. So let us consider one example. Suppose this reaction takes place in alkyl halides, that is alkyl halide general formula Rx. So this alkyl halide, the halogen atom is replaced by, supposed to replaced by another nucleophile, then we get RNU and X minus. Okay, so this halogen is replaced by this nucleophile, so then RNU plus X minus is obtained. So this is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. So here the substitution of nucleophile takes place, so that's why it is called nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay, clear? Now these nucleophilic substitution reactions are mainly classified into two types. One is SN1 reaction, other one is SN2 reaction. So SN1 reaction means unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction and SN2 means bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions. Okay, so unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions and bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. So now let us discuss about these two types of nucleophilic substitution reactions in detail. So the first one is SN1 reactions, that is unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions. So here it is unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions. So now all these are the characteristics of the SN1 reaction. That means in case of SN1 reaction, the rate of reaction depends upon the concentration of alkyl halide. So the substitution reactions in which, that is nucleophile attack takes place, is called nucleophilic substitution. So in that nucleophilic substitution reaction, if the rate of reaction is directly proportional to concentration of alkyl halide, then it is called unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. So here it is called unimolecular, that means here it involves only one molecule, unimolecular. So here rate depends upon the concentration of one molecule only. Okay, and it follows first order kinetics and it takes place in tertiary alkyl halides. So all these are the different characteristics of SN1 reaction. So in order to understand these characteristics, we have to consider one example. If you consider one example and go through with the mechanism, then we can clarify all the properties. Okay, so it takes place in tertiary alkyl halides, that's why let us consider a tertiary alkyl halide. So the tertiary alkyl halide is CH3 thrice C. If you take any halogen like bromine, then it reacts with aqueous KOH to produce CH3 thrice COH plus KBr. So here it is an alkyl halide, tertiary alkyl halide. Tertiary alkyl halides reacts with aqueous KOH to produce, this is tertiary alcohol, this is tertiary butyl alcohol. So this is the tertiary butyl bromide. So this is nucleophile here, OH minus is a nucleophile, this nucleophile will be substituted in place of bromine. So this is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. So now let us discuss about the mechanism. So if you understand the mechanism, you can solve all these properties, you can explain all these properties. So let us consider the mechanism of reaction. So first the KOH will ionizes to form K plus and OH minus. So here OH minus is the nucleophile. So now this nucleophile is supposed to attack on this tertiary butyl bromide. So now let us take tertiary butyl bromide. So in this tertiary butyl bromide, the carbon is the central element. This is in sp3 hybridization. So that's why this sp3 hybrid carbon is in tetrahedron geometry. It is in tetrahedron geometry like this, Br. So here this is tertiary alkyl halide. Generally the tertiary alkyl halide is more reactive among alkyl halides. So that's why it can immediately loses Br minus. So this Br minus is a leaving group here. So here it can easily leave from the molecule to produce this one, CH3 and CH3 plus Br minus. So a carbocation is formed. So since it is more reactive, the tertiary alkyl halide is more reactive, it can immediately loses Br minus ion to form a tertiary carbocation. This is tertiary carbocation, that means it is a stable carbocation. In order to form this stable carbocation, immediately it loses Br minus ion. So at the same time, the nucleophile cannot approaches this sterically crowded tertiary alkyl halide. So the tertiary alkyl halide is generally sterically crowded due to presence of 3 bulky groups. So that's why the nucleophile cannot approaches the tertiary alkyl halide. That's why it can immediately loses Br minus ion to form tertiary carbocation. Okay, so this is the first step and this is the slow step. And next, so this tertiary carbocation now reacts with this nucleophile. So here now there is a chance of reacting this nucleophile either from front side of the carbocation or from back of the carbocation. Okay, so if the nucleophile reacts in the front direction, then we get one product. If it reacts in the opposite direction, then we get another product. So here like this, CH3, CH3, CH3. So here OH is present at the right hand side. So if you take the from backward direction, the attack of nucleophile from backward direction, then we get like this, the product like this, CH3 and CH3 and CH3. So here two types of products are observed. So here OH is present at the right hand side, here OH is present at the left hand side. So since it is a carbocation, so this is highly unstable. Generally this is ion and this is molecule. So this ion is generally unstable than molecule. So that's why immediately it reacts with nucleophile. That's why it is a fast step. Okay. So now let us go to the characteristics of this SN1 reaction. So here the rate of reaction depends upon concentration of alkyl halide only. So here this reaction takes place in two steps. So the first step is the formation of carbocation. In the second step, the carbocation reacts with the nucleophile. Okay. So in the first step is a slow step and the second step is the fast step. So because this is molecule dissociate in slow step and the carbocation immediately reacts with nucleophile. So this is ionic reaction. So this is fast reaction. So immediately reacts to form these products. So that's why this is slow step and this is fast step. So generally the slow step is the rate determining step. So here the rate determining step involves only alkyl halide. There is no any nucleophile. So that's why the rate of reaction depends upon concentration of alkyl halide only. Okay. So since the rate depends upon concentration of alkyl halide only, so it follows through first order kinetics. So the order of reaction is 1 only. So since the rate depends upon the concentration of one molecule, it follows through first order kinetics. The order is 1 only here. Okay, and it takes place in tertiary alkyl halide. So it takes place in tertiary alkyl halide, and it is a two-step process. Here it is a two-step process. In the first step, carbocation is formed. So this is tertiary carbocation. Here carbocation is formed, and final product is the racemic mixture. So racemic mixture means here an equimolar mixture of D and L isomers is called racemic mixture. Suppose if you take the 3 are different alkyl groups, here 3 are different alkyl groups, then it is a chiral molecule. So if it is a chiral molecule, then we can produce a racemic mixture. Okay, one is D compound, other one is L compound. So then it is called racemic mixture. So final product is the racemic mixture. And the order of SN1 reaction, the order of rate of SN1 reaction is, here in case of tertiary alkyl halide, the rate of reaction is more. Here the tertiary alkyl halide, the reactivity is more. So the order of reactivity of tertiary alkyl halide is greater than secondary alkyl halide, and it is greater than primary alkyl halide. Okay, so due to plus psi effect, the reactivity of tertiary alkyl halide is more than secondary alkyl halide. So that's why it follows through tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. Okay, clear? So tertiary alkyl halide can immediately loses Br minus. That means it can easily leave the leaving group before entering the entering group. Here OH minus is the entering group, entering nucleophile. Br minus is the leaving group. So here the leaving group can immediately loses from tertiary alkyl halide due to high reactivity of tertiary alkyl halide. Okay, so that's why the order of SN1 reaction is tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. And next, here the polar protic solvents are favorable. So here the solvent should be polar protic solvent. Like polar means it should dissociate into ions, and protic means it should produce H plus ions. Suppose if you take H2O, so this is one of the example for polar protic solvent. So if the polar protic solvent is taken, then this polar protic solvent can stabilize the carbocation. The polar protic solvent can stabilize the carbocation. So in this SN1 reaction, the stable carbocation is formed. So the stable carbocation can be further stabilized by polar protic solvents. Okay, so that's why the reaction is favorable in case of polar protic solvents. Okay, clear? So this is about SN1 reaction. And now let us go to SN2 reaction. So SN2 reaction means bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. So here also these are the characteristics. So the rate depends upon concentration of both alkyl halide and nucleophile. So these are the nucleophilic substitution reactions in which the rate of reaction depends upon concentration of alkyl halide and nucleophile. So it follows through second order kinetics and it takes place in primary alkyl halides. So let us take an example, that is primary alkyl halide CH3Br. So this CH3Br reacts with aqueous KOH to produce CH3OH and KBr. Okay, so now let us consider the mechanism of the reaction to understand all these points. So let us consider mechanism. So first KOH ionizes to form, this is ionization step, KOH ionizes to form K plus and OH minus. So now this nucleophile OH minus will react with alkyl halide. So this is also tertiary, this is also sp3 carbon. So that's why it is also like this CH3 and Br. So here it should react with nucleophile. So there is no sterically crowding here. So that's why nucleophile can approach us here. So here the nucleophile can approach the alkyl halide in the possible way which process less repulsion. Here observe carefully. Here the alkyl halide is there. This is primary alkyl halide. So for this primary alkyl halide, there is somewhat less sterical crowdance when compared with the tertiary alkyl halide. So that's why the nucleophile can approach the alkyl halide. But the nucleophile can approach the alkyl halide with less sterical repulsion. Which direction possesses less repulsive? So that means here halogen is present here. Halogen means which carries 3 lone pair of electrons. Halogen is highly electronegative element and it possesses 3 lone pair of electrons. Here we are supposed to enter a nucleophile. So this nucleophile also possesses negative charge. So negative will goes repulsive. So that's why, so suppose if the nucleophile approaches in this direction, there is somewhat repulsion. So that's why it approaches into the central carbon with maximum repulsion. That means here it approaches in this direction but not these directions. In these two directions there is somewhat repulsion between these lone pair of electrons and the nucleophile. Okay, so it will approaches in the direction which is opposite to the nucleophile, opposite to the leaving group, that is Br minus. Okay, clear? So that is through 180 degree separation. So here by approaching this nucleophile, it forms a molecule like this, a molecule which consists of pentavalency, but it is not possible, this is an imaginary. So here it forms this step. So this is an imaginary, that means it is called a transition state. Transition state. So pentavalent carbon atom is there which is highly impossible, that's why it is a transition state. So it can immediately loses. So as the OH minus approaches towards this carbon, the Br minus leaves from the carbon. So that's why immediately it forms alcohol plus Br minus. Okay, so this is the slow step and this is fast step. So here it forms a transition state. So in the transition state is highly unstable, that's why it can immediately loses Br minus to form alcohol. So primary alcohol is formed. This is alcohol. So if you take primary alkyl halide, primary alcohol is formed. Okay. So here the rate of reaction depends upon concentration of both species, that is alkyl halide and nucleophile. So here it is the slow step. Slow step involves both alkyl halide and nucleophile. So that's why it is the rate determining step. So the rate determining step involves two species. That's why it follows second order kinetics. And also rate depends upon concentration of both alkyl halide and nucleophile. Okay, and it takes place in primary alkyl halide. And next, so it takes place in single step process. Here it is a single step process. Only one step, it takes place in one step. So it is, the entire step is only single step, because here it is a transition state. So the transition state cannot be isolated, whereas the carbonium ion can be isolated. In case of SN1 reaction, the carbonium ion can be isolated. From the reaction mixer, we can predict the existence of this tertiary carbocation. But here the transition state, we cannot predict the existence of transition state. So at the reaction mixer, in between, in a time of, at a particular instant of time, we can't see there exists a transition state. Okay, transition state cannot be isolated from the reaction mixer. So that's why it is a single step process. It is not a separate step. Okay, so the transition state immediately goes to form alcohol and Br minus ion. So that's why it is a single step process, and transition state is formed. Here it is a transition state, and final product is a Walden inverted product. So here Walden inverted product means here the Br is present at the right hand side. So but the product consists of OH at the left hand side. So here the configuration is inverted. If it is a chiral carbon, then the configuration will be inverted. If it is D molecule, we get L molecule. If it is L molecule, we get D molecule. So in this way the configuration will be inverted. That means inverted product is obtained. Okay, that product is called Walden inverted product. So this is just like umbrella, inside outside, in between these two. So that is called Walden inverted product. And the order of rate of SN2 reaction is primary greater than, secondary greater than, tertiary. So primary alkyl halides generally involves in SN2 reaction. And next, this reaction takes place in polar aprotic solvents. SN1 reaction takes place generally in polar aprotic solvents to stabilize the carbocation. Here it takes place in polar aprotic solvents. So here the SN1 reaction takes place in polar aprotic solvents. That means here you can take, in place of aqueous KOH, the reaction may take place in presence of water also. So water solvent also. So in solvent, the OH nucleophile can also approaches the alkyl halide, and it can also replaced by Br minus. Okay, here you can take water also. So that's why it takes place in polar aprotic solvents, and it takes place in polar aprotic solvents. So this is about SN2 reaction. Now let us consider the energy profile for both SN1 and SN2 reactions. So here it is SN1 reaction. So in case of SN1 reaction, the energy profile diagram is like this. So if you take the reaction pathway in x-axis and energy in y-axis, it is like this. So suppose if you take alkyl halide here, so SN1 reaction takes place in two-step process. So that's why, so it is like this. Like this, here it is alkyl halide and it produces alcohols. Here it consists of two peaks. So the two peaks indicates it takes place through two-step mechanism. So in the first step, here it forms a carbocation. So here it is the formation of carbocation, and the carbocation reacts with the nucleophile to form final product here. So here the energy goes on increases and reaches to maximum value at a particular position, and again after formation of carbocation, the stability of carbocation increases. That means energy decreases to somewhat. So at this stage it represents the formation of carbocation, and finally it will convert to products. So by decreasing energy it will convert it to form products. So this is alcohol. So this point represents tertiary carbocation. This point represents tertiary carbocation. So this is energy profile for SN1 reaction. And if you take SN2 reaction, for SN2 reaction, so this is reaction pathway or reaction course, and this is energy. So here SN2 reaction takes place in single step process, that's why we get only a single peak. So here it is an alkyl halide, it is alcohol. So as the reaction proceeds, the energy of alkyl halide goes on increases and reaches to maximum value. Here it forms a transition state. So this peak represents the transition state. So this is transition state. So after formation of transition state, again it will come back to produce products. So the product molecule will possess lower energy. Here it forms alcohols. So this is the products, alcohols. So this is energy profile for SN2 reaction. So SN2 reaction takes place in single step process, that's why we got only a single peak, whereas in case of SN1 it proceeds through two step process, it has two peaks. Okay, so this is about nucleophilic substitution reactions in case of alkyl halides. Okay, thank you. Like the session, share the session and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. In the next video we will discuss about some exceptions. Generally the order of SN1 reaction and SN2 reaction. Here SN2 reaction it is primary greater than secondary greater than tertiary, but in case of SN1 it is in the order of tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. So but sometimes if you take secondary alkyl halides, so the primary alkyl halides mostly involves in SN2, whereas secondary alkyl halides, tertiary alkyl halides mostly involves in SN1 reaction. But what about secondary alkyl halides? So in case of secondary alkyl halides, it follows through both SN1 and SN2 also. Okay, there are some exceptional cases will be there. So in case of benzyl halides and vinyl halides, allyl halides, so all these proceeds through which type of mechanism, whether it follows through SN1 or SN2. Let us check about this in the next video. Thank you. Like the session, share the session and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.